All right, everybody, we've got the Manning Report. I'm back, and so is Neil Sedaka. The Gremlins are back, too. Do we have a call on the line? Is that what we do? All right, let's pick up this call. Hello, caller, you got the Manning Report. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, is this Janine?
Hi, Dr. Manning. How are you?
Just fine, Janine. How's things going?
I called to say thank you.
Well, you're quite welcome. Are you doing better now?
I'm doing better. I still am not eating, but I'm drinking a lot of fluids. I was at a point where I couldn't even drink fluids, but now I'm drinking fluids. And every day I'm improving, but I really wanted to say thank you for your prayers. I truly appreciated them.
Well, the very least we can do is pray for you. Well, we thank God that you're doing better, and we're continuing to pray for you. And I do mean that. Prayers were offered for you, not on the Manning Report, but this past weekend in my home. So we are continuing to pray for you.
Thank you. It was kind of shocking. You know what was happening is that every time I drank something, I choked. And I couldn't. What's going on? Every time I drank something, I choked. And then they took me in and they found the tumors. But when they took the tumors out, the next time I went back, they scoped me and they were in shock. They couldn't believe my whole throat filled up again. But I think your prayer, the power of God is so powerful. Your prayer really, people are sustaining me. They're holding me up. I can feel it.
Yes,
and
yes.
Every day I'm getting better. It's just amazing to me. The power of prayer, the power of God, the power, people just have to really turn toward Him and stop going to all these witch doctors, that's what I call them.
Yeah, you're right, Jenny. I mean, you're absolutely. I'm not telling anyone, to not go see a physician or, a specialist. I'm not telling anyone that. But what I would like for folk to know is that they really need to put their faith in Almighty God. He can heal. Jesus is a healer, and we just need to rely upon that, not just for healing, but the way we manage our lives as well. So you're absolutely right on that count.
Dr. Manning, we're up against so much. It's gotten we're so far into this now. There's no return now. We're at the point of no return. And I don't know if you saw that movie I sent you that I saw on the History Channel that I had sent to you. It was called After Armageddon. But it had nothing to do with Armageddon. Just for the heck of it, I put it on. And it had nothing, but it was an eye-opening for me. Because, like I always tell you, that when I read something, and you know all the reading I do, when I read something, and then the reality when I see it, when I visually see it,
right,
it blows me out of the water. Well, all the reading I've done about, the water, the grids going down, the water system going down, cables going down, phones going down, all this going down, until I saw the show on the History Channel After Armageddon, I didn't really realize how bad we're going to be in society. Okay, and people really need to prepare. I hope people are putting food away and water away and the best they can do, because really they have nobody but God to direct them.
You're right about that.
We're up against a lot, more than I ever... Dr. Manning, we go back since you started your show, and, we've made leaps with our research, but we're pretty close to this whole system blowing.
We're probably a lot closer than you and I can
really
imagine.
Realize where we're at, and they have no other choice but to turn to God, okay? Because they have to understand, and they truly have to understand. He brought us here. He brought us here for this war. We're very special people. We're very chosen people, okay? Because not everybody is here. People are dying left and right. People are leaving this earth constantly, and He brought us here to fight this. He brought us here.
But Jenny, you're absolutely right. We're probably even closer than you and I can imagine, and you and I know that, it's just around the corner. But the thing of it is, Janine, is that the media and other services and institutions, education institutions, and business keep pumping people's head with the idea that nothing bad can ever happen to America, that America will always have plenty of water, plenty of food, communications, and that essentially that our government leaders are good, honest, and noble people, and that they would never be the instrument to facilitate what after Armageddon indicates, and also the truth that we know is going to happen. people just believe that, and it's hard, Janine.
I know it is.
It's
I live
hard
in
to
a
get
state
people
where
to.
I think it's totally clueless. I live in Connecticut, where they're still driving around with their Mercedes and their Jaguars and their limos.
Right.
Nothing happened. And I'm looking at these people, and I'm like, you guys don't get it yet. You know, and I don't know if they're in denial. I don't know what their problem is. Okay, but these people that are so high up there on the wealth, they're going to get knocked down to poverty. And they're going to be like that after Armageddon movie. They're going to be devastated. Like, oh, what do you mean I don't have water? What do you mean I can't flush the toilet? What do you mean? They're going to be. It just blows my mind, Dr. Manny. It just blows my mind. But you know what? This has all been set up. You know, going back to your oil, you know, I still research on oil.
Right.
And you know what? You were so right, Dr. Manny. They keep sucking the minerals from the earth. And I thought about this like an orange. If you were to stick a straw in an orange and you were to suck all the juice out of the straw, what would happen to the form of the orange?
It would collapse.
It would collapse. It would become wobbly.
Right.
It would sink in certain areas. It would crack in certain areas because you took all the juice out.
Right.
Well, they're constantly drilling, and they're still drilling. And they got now another company going in the Arctic to drill. Now we got BP. We got Shell up there. Exxon's jumping on board to drill up at the poles. And you know,
and Janine,
the world can't take it anymore.
That constant drilling and extracting of the oil out of the earth also creates earthquakes and tsunamis because you destroy the balance of the earth, you destroy its equilibrium, and so the floor of the ocean sinks, earthquakes happen, and we don't even realize they may be not even registered on the Richter scale, but then causes all kinds of repercussions on the earth, and then the tsunamis that we have.
That's it. And then the elite, the ultra elite, are buying up water resorts because they're going to control our water. This is so big, and people need to really, the people that are still got their head in the sand, and they think that this government is such a great government. It is just one of the things. You know, I keep saying January, February, March. I said that last year too, but I really, it is so close now. All I want to do is head for the hills. That's what I want to do. I would rather put up with a a black bear or a brown bear or a mountain lion than live in the society when it blows. And I don't mean to scare anybody.
No, you're just speaking the truth.
This is no joke.
But they're not going to get scared.
They've closed all the mental hospitals. They've incorporated all the mentally insane in with society. They have drug addicts that are still addicted to methadone, okay? And that's a drug addiction on its own. But, it does help, but it's still a drug addiction on its own, okay? They've incorporated so much into... When they pull this, when they pull our funds, when our dollar, our rating dropped, okay? This is the first time in the history of the United States our rating dropped. That is huge. Okay, the next thing is when they drop that dollar. When they drop that dollar, it's all over. You think
let me say a word here. Let me say a word here about
your money. There's not going to be any money.
Jenny, let me say a word about this addiction. I was just talking about a young preacher that was found dead in a hotel here in New York City a week or so ago now, who claims he had been delivered from heroin, but heroin was found in the hotel room. But going back
to... It's a pattern, Dr. Manning. It's a behavior that constantly repeats itself. They can say that they're saved. I've been in the field a long time. They can say that they try. They really try. They do with all their heart. But you know what? After time, people don't understand. After time of using a drug, whether it be a prescription drug, a legal drug, when you use those drugs, you have receptors in your brain. And every time you use that drug, it shuts the receptor. And when the receptor gets shut down, what happens is there's a chemical that's over the brain. And each receptor delivers to that chemical. And that chemical makes you balanced, just like the earth is balanced. Your brain is balanced. But when your receptors constantly get shut down and constantly get shut down, eventually they don't work anymore. And it creates a chemical imbalance to the brain, which causes the behaviors to continue and continue and continue. But the heroin addicts that are still out there, the cocaine addicts that are still out there, all these addicts that are still out there, when this thing goes, you're going to have a bunch of junkies running the streets looking for food, for water, for drugs. And let me tell you something, I work with heroin every day. And the worst thing that they can happen to them is they don't ever want to feel sick. I don't want to feel sick.
You got that right.
The sickness is worse than a flu. They get the chills. They get deathly sick. They're